the Congress party
I mean, there are a lot
stand
of
on
lies.
article.
I think
If I
Prime
may,
Minister has visited Kashmir more than and Jammu.
the Bharatiya
Shazia,
Janata
Shazia, I'll
Party
just
does
come
not
back
get
to you.
to-
Shazia, I'll just come to you. Let the
BJP
Congress spokesperson respond.
See, the problem with the Bharatiya Janata Party is they're not used to listening. They're only used to commenting upon and basically...
And you're used to lying.
Okay,
So what I'm
answer
saying
my
is
question.
the
Where does
Bharatiya
the
Janata
Congress party
should
stand
go
on this
ahead
issue?
and tell us one thing. The BJP had promised one thing, that after the abrogation of Article 370, terrorism would end. Now that the terrorism hasn't ended, Mr. Amit Shah's words have fallen flat on the ground. Being the Home Minister, he ought to resign. Second, Mr. Modi did not have the time to visit Jammu and Kashmir. The grievances of the people in Jammu and Kashmir kept lingering on and on because there was no government.
Okay, you're again putting the onus on the BJP, that the BJP needs to answer. But the question that I'm asking is here, what is the Congress's stand here? I mean, the National Congress, that is your ally, that has of course made it stand clear. Where does the Congress really stand?
The stand of Congress has always been clear. What the people want is what the Congress wants, and that is what we'll continue.
What do you think? What do the people want?
Number two, the people want, what the people want will be spoken by the people, and whatever they want, the Congress will always deliver it. Number two, all I'm trying to say here is that on one hand, it's the Congress party that has time and again raised the voices of the people that have been neglected, that have been negated by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And on one side, we have the Bharatiya Janata Party who negated the exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits when it was happening. And you remember that back in the day, through various government schemes, people had gone to Jammu and Kashmir to get the employment there. And because there was these obnoxious circumstances, they had to leave Jammu and Kashmir. And around 5,000 to 6,000 people had to leave from there. And not just that. Time and again, people have been suffering because of employment.
Okay, is that so? Okay, let the BJP spokesperson respond to that. I won't say much to that. Let Shazia respond.
As always, Rahul Gandhi has been caught lying, not just in the parliament but outside as well, on the Agniveer scheme, and that is his latest ploy of misinformation. We heard his representative here also lie quite brazenly about how many times PM has gone there. I think you should just brush up on your facts, and your lack of information should not be my responsibility. So I don't want to correct you, but I think you can just do a very basic search.
I really like
better when
to
you
be
speak.
corrected.
You should come better prepared. Thirdly, and most importantly, these are the people who created the issue. It was in 87 when the Rajiv Gandhi Farooq Abdullah Accord was signed, which led to militancy. They are responsible for 55,000 killings, civilian casualties, and other casualties in the region. And this is very rich coming from them. So it's like, we will create the problem, we will hobnob with the terrorists, we will be with the party which says we want dialogue with Pakistan.
Who's Tariq Ahmed Mir?
So, if your people and your proxies are creating and killing ordinary Jammu residents and Kashmiris, you have blood on your hands, my dear friend.
Who's Tariq
and you have
Ahmed
a lot to answer for.
Okay,
so besides lack of knowledge that you clearly have, you also do not know what has happened. Understand the background
person was
of the
given
party
ticket in 2014.
and how it's meddled and ruined and damaged
the
the prospects of an entire
who is Tariq Ahmed Mir, who was given ticket by you in 2014 assembly elections, who were arrested by the NIA for procuring weapons for Hizbul Mujahideen commander Naveed Babu.
30 years of curfews, 30 years of militancy.
I'll give you a chance to speak. Let Shazia respond.
On you, and don't keep speaking over me because I'm calling you out.
I was just making
Let her answer. You've also spoken about the Kashmiri Pandits exodus, saying that the BJP completely neglected them. But the BJP has been time and again raising their issue and has been talking about their rights. Let Shazia respond. Yes, Shazia, go ahead.
Yeah, so he continued to speak over me, and that's one reason why
because you did that.
So he talked about how many votes he'll get. Do you know Umar Abdullah, your partner, how badly he lost? Do you know how badly Mehbooba Mufti lost? Do you realize that in the Lok Sabha elections? Do you know that there hadn't been panchayat elections, there hadn't been DDC elections, that there was no grassroots democracy at all in Kashmir? That your the party that rules your family, the family that rules your party rather, and the other two families had just damaged the prospects of 2 generations. Do you realize that in terms of not just education, which is from 4 medical colleges, there are 11 medical colleges. So we have done more in these, 6 years than you've done in 70 years.
Okay, all right. That's the charge by the BJP. That's the charge by the BJP. Shazia, okay. Okay, of course. Let the Congress spokesperson respond to that now.
Two things. One, the BJP should tell us who Tariq Ahmed Mir is. This person was given ticket by the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2014 Assembly elections of Jammu and Kashmir. He was arrested by the NIA for procuring weapons for Hizbul Mujahideen commander Naveed Babu. That is the history of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Number two, so don't give lectures on terrorism to us. Number two, Talib Hussain Shah. Talib Hussain Shah is a BJP office bearer in Jammu and Kashmir who was a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist who had been captured by the local residents. And there are many more examples of this sort. So how could we expect the Bharatiya Janata Party to do anything to resolve the people of Jammu and Kashmir? The fact of the matter is, the Bharatiya Janata Party
you know very little. Your lies are put out every time, and you're doing the same.
Why did you have these kind of leaders in your party? And how do we expect you to do anything to resolve the issues and grievances of the people on Jammu and Kashmir who are tired of terrorism militancy?
You need to visit the state.
How do we expect you to do anything? How can people expect you to form government and do anything for them?
But why
when you have been harboring these kind of people in your party, when you have been giving tickets to such people,
that their views and the Congress NC's views are similar on Article 370. There was a lot of uproar over that also. And many said that, the NC and the Congress, of course, are peddling the same agenda as the Pakistan, because the Pakistan Defense Minister continued to say that, their views, the views of Pakistan and that of the Congress and the NC are similar.
Give us Pegasus. No, for one day we'll tell Ishara kahan se hota hai, who asks the defense minister to issue a comment, and very conveniently, politics of convenience happens. We really want the Bharatiya Janata Party to give us Pegasus for one day so that we could tell them Ishara who kahan se raha hai and when is it happening.
Just see how juvenile.
All I'm saying is the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now please hear me out. What I'm saying is
let's have a serious debate and let's not have
a few things. You had promised employment to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, you made your point. You made your point, Ashpreet. All right, I have not been able to give much time to Mr. Akshat here also. We are just wrapping this discussion. We don't have much time. I'm really very sorry. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Ashpreet, Shazia, as well as Akshat for joining us here on the broadcast here. I hope next time we have more time and we'll be able to take this discussion further.
Right, Kitty, thank you so much for that. And as we get up for the launch of the 11th season of the NDTV Detol Banega Swasth India campaign, the Environment Minister, Bhupender Yadav, spoke exclusively to NDTV about the need to shift from mindless consumption to mindful use of our Earth's resource to ensure a better future for generations. Take a look at this story.
As we are ready to launch season 11 of the Banega Swasth India campaign, we have a very special guest with us. हमारे साथ हैं Environment Minister भूपेंद्र यादव. सर, प्रधानमंत्री का एक इनिशिएटिव है मिशन लाइफ.
ये आज के समय की आवश्यकता है. जिस धरती पर हम रह रहे हैं, ये धरती हमें अपने उत्तराधिकारियों को देने के लिए मिली है, और इसलिए धरती के संसाधनों का उपयोग कैसे हो. हमारे को माइंडलेस कंजम्पशन की जगह माइंडफुल यूटिलाइजेशन की ओर जाना होगा, और इसके लिए आजकल हमारी मिनिस्ट्री मिशन लाइफ के लिए आइडियाज़ फॉर लाइफ कैंपेन चला रही है, जिसको आप आइडियाज़ फॉर लाइफ हैशटैग पे भी देख सकते हैं. और हमारे जुड़े हुए जो विषय हैं, वाटर को लेकर के, एनर्जी को लेकर, ई वेस्ट को लेकर, डिजिटल वेस्ट को लेकर, हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल को लेकर, फूड को लेकर, हम किस प्रकार के अच्छे इनिशिएटिव बना सकते हैं जो हमारे धरती को भी अच्छा रखे और दुनिया को भी अच्छा रखे. दूसरा, एक पेड़ माँ के नाम प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा इनिशिएटिव चलाया गया है कि हमारा ग्रेटिट्यूड अपनी माँ के प्रति भी है, धरती माँ के प्रति भी है, और इसलिए मैं आह्वान करना चाहूँगा कि सब अपने जीवन में कितनी ही बड़ी संपत्ति अर्जित करें, लेकिन एक पेड़ माँ के नाम पे जरूर लगाएं.
सर, आपने इतने अच्छे इनिशिएटिव्स कर रहे हैं और आपने इतनी अच्छी तरह हमें समझाया, जनता को समझाया. सर, एक सवाल क्लाइमेट चेंज पे एज एन एनवायरनमेंट मिनिस्टर आपसे पूछना पड़ेगा. सर, हम जी रहे हैं, चाहे वो बाढ़ हो, बारिश हो, गर्मी हो, वी आर विटनेसिंग इट. सर, क्लाइमेट एक्शन के तौर पे मिटिगेट करने के लिए क्या स्टेप्स हमें लेने चाहिए?
सबसे पहले तो हमें एनवायरनमेंट के प्रति जागरूक होना होगा, अपने पर्सनल कंजम्पशन पे ध्यान देना होगा, और दुनिया में पॉजिटिव चीज़ क्या कर सकें, हम कैसे इसमें आगे बढ़ सकें, और किस प्रकार से हमें बायोडाइवर्सिटी को सेव करने के लिए, अपनी नदियों को अच्छा रखने के लिए, अपनी झीलों को स्वच्छ बनाने के लिए, अपने शहरों को भी अच्छा बनाने के लिए, और जो चीज़ें हमने धरती से ली है उसको रीसाइकिल करके हम दुनिया को कैसे अच्छे बनाएं, वो काम करना होगा।
And with that, we're slipping a very short break. News and updates will continue on the other side. To stay with us.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com।
Download any single ID partner app, link your card and earn reward with top rank.
Get it free with single ID.
Feels like home.
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology feels like home.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
बस एक्टिंग करा लो इनसे।
पैसाबाजार.com, क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक, आदत अच्छी है।
For every news from every part of the country, डाउनलोड कीजिए NDTV ऐप। सिर्फ एक ऐप जो आपको बताता है क्या हो रहा है इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ बिजनेस, पॉलिटिक्स, स्पोर्ट्स एंड एंटरटेनमेंट। देखना ना भूले हमारी मूवी युद्रा इन द थिएटर। Read all about Yutra on the NDTV app. So download now.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। आज ही जाइए पैसाबाजार.com पर और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत किसी को भी कभी भी पड़ सकती है।
चल एक्टिंग थोड़ा भेल बनो।
पैसाबाजार.com।
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always bustling. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering.
It's 10 a.m. You are watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Parmeshwar Bava. We've got an action-packed bulletin lined up for you over the next 1 hour. Let's begin with the headlines we're tracking currently. Agitating junior doctors in West Bengal resumed their indefinite total cease work to press the state government on various demands, including ensuring their safety and security at all medical establishments. This just a day after Bengal government sought more time from the Supreme Court to improve the security mechanisms at the medical colleges in the state. Actor and Shiv Sena leader Govinda has been taken to the nearest hospital after he accidentally shot himself in the leg by his own revolver earlier today. Jammu and Kashmir polling, well, 11.9% voter turnout has been recorded till 9 a.m. Voting is underway in Jammu and Kashmir for the third and last phase of the assembly polls to pick representatives for 40 of its 90 constituencies. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaia's wife offers to return land sites that were allotted to her in connection to the alleged Muda scam. This just after the Enforcement Directorate files a money laundering case against the Chief Minister. Climate activist Sonam Wangchuk was detained late last evening by the Delhi police, but opposition leaders Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as Aam Aadmi Party have slammed the Modi government for this detention. Actor Rajnikant has been admitted to a private hospital in Chennai. Although there has been no official confirmation about the same from the hospital or Team Rajnikant, it is learnt that the actor has an elective procedure scheduled today. Well, a big focus: agitating junior doctors in West Bengal have resumed their indefinite total cease work today to press the state government on various demands, including ensuring their safety and security at all medical establishments. The junior doctors had on the 21st of September rejoined their duties, as my colleague Saurabh Gupta was reporting from Ground Zero, partially at government hospitals after a 42-day protest. They were on a cease work agitation to protest against the rape murder of an on-duty woman doctor at the RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital on the 9th of August. My colleague Saurabh Gupta is tracking the latest developments for us. He joins us live at the moment. Saurabh, the agitating doctors in West Bengal have now resumed their indefinite total cease work to say that they will not continue work until their demands are met.
That's right. These doctors have gone on protest, and of course they've also, said that their demands have not been met. I beg your pardon. And these demands include the demands of security mechanisms that have to be put in place. And they've also, obviously, in all of this, said that their demands need to be met, and that's why they're going on this cease work protest. Now, yesterday in the Supreme Court, the state government told the court that they would need more time. The state is reeling under floods, and of course, they need more time to complete the work, and not time till the 15th of October. This was in response to when the Supreme Court asked why the pace of the work was tardy. And the government said that, all of this work takes time. In fact, yesterday, even the Chief Secretary, who briefed the media after the Chief Minister met the medical superintendents and vice principals of all medical colleges and hospitals in the state, said that, there are works are progressing. In some places it's 26%, in some places 30, 40, etc. Now, 26% of the CCTVs that are to be set up as part of these new security measures have already been set up. But in none of these works, whether it's restrooms, washrooms, more than 50% work has been completed, is what the Supreme Court observed. And now doctors are saying they feel insecure, so they are going to go back to their protest of cease work at all the hospitals. These are junior doctors who returned to work, amidst floods in the state. And now again, of course, there are fears of flash floods as well. But the administration says that they're working to ensure that, the security measures that have been put in place in the wake of the RG Kaur incident are completed, and they've sought time till the 15th of October.
West Bengal Junior Doctors Front has issued a statement, meanwhile noting their decision to resume the strike. As Saurabh is reporting, they have emphasized that without concrete action from the government to address safety concerns, patient services and political influence, they would be forced to continue their strike indefinitely. Saurabh, have we heard from the Chief Minister's office yet?
Well, the Chief Secretary briefed the media yesterday and said that all of these works are being completed, and of course they will continue to finish these works. That's what they've told the Supreme Court. And at this point, though, these are works like, for example, building a toilet, building a washroom. These are things that will take time. Meanwhile, the doctors have said that they will continue their protest. But how long is not clear, though they are going on strike from 10 a.m., which is now, of course, that, these junior doctors will continue to stay away from work. And this after the Supreme Court hearing yesterday.
Thanks so much, Saurabh, as always, for joining us with the latest from Ground Zero. With that, let's get you a quick update from battleground Jammu and Kashmir, where voting is taking place for the third and final phase of the assembly elections. 39.18 lakh voters will decide the political fate of 415 candidates in 40 constituencies spread from the plains of Jammu to the mountains of Kashmir. Now, of these 40 constituencies, 24 fall under the Jammu division and the remaining in Kashmir. Over 3.9 million people are casting their votes today, and the security detail across all poll-bound assembly seats remains tight, with the CRPF and quick response teams deployed in Udhampur, Baramulla, Kathua and Kupwara. In fact, the most prominent candidates in fray in the third phase of the Jammu and Kashmir polls are People's Conference Chairman and former Minister Sajjad Lone and National Panthers Party India President Dev Singh. While Mr. Lone is fighting on 2 seats from Kupwara, Mr. Singh is contesting from the Chinani seat of Udhampur. there are hopes that this phase will see the maximum turnout. In fact, let's go across to my colleague Nazir Masoodi, who joins us from Ground Zero at the moment. But before that, let's just listen to the political reactions we have lined up for you.
ये उत्सवमय वातावरण, ये लोकतंत्र का उत्सव, ये जमहूरियत का जश्न, ये ना केवल जम्मू में बल्कि सारे के सारे जम्मू कश्मीर में कई वर्षों के बाद पहली बार देखने को मिल रहा। मैं तो ये कहूँगा कि दिस इज द ट्रू मेन स्ट्रीमिंग ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर।
लोगों से अभी तो सवेरे है, 7 बजे सुबह के, पूरा दिन है, अभी 11-12 घंटे हैं। मैं सबसे वोटरों से जम्मू कश्मीर के, चाहे वो कश्मीर वादी के हों या जम्मू के हैं, सबसे निवेदन यही करूंगा कि अभी 10-11 घंटे हैं वोट डालने के, तो शाम तक सबको वोट डालना चाहिए। बुजुर्ग, बूढ़े, नौजवान, बहनें, माएँ, बेटियां, बहू, सबको वोट डालना चाहिए।
My colleague Nazir is live with us. Nazir, there are hopes that this phase will actually see the maximum turnout?
Well, exactly, and the first 2 hours have clearly seen an encouraging voter turnout, which is more than 11% across 40 constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir. But here in Jammu city, I didn't see the long queues like we used to see, particularly in the parliament elections, and you see just few people, women, just standing in the line. That doesn't mean that this is a trend everywhere. Particularly in rural areas, I see there are large number of people have already turned up to cast their vote. But in the Jammu city also, I have seen, whether I was in Gandhinagar or in this polling station, I have not seen long lines the way we have seen in parliamentary elections. Having said that, this is a do or die battle for the BJP in Jammu here, because these 24 seats which are going to polls today have been the bastion of BJP. And they have won both the seats, parliament seats from this Jammu region in the recent parliament elections. They had won 25 seats from Jammu in last assembly elections in 2014. Will they repeat that performance? Only the voters will tell today what they have up to, what they are up to, and what is in their mind. But the only thing everybody wants is that should be encouraging, increasing participation in these polls, because first 2 phases have not been as encouraging as many would have liked them to be, because it has not matched the turnout, has not matched the voter percentage of even 2014, which was 66%, but it was either around 60% in first phase and less than 60% in the second phase. But this phase, which has been actually these areas normally known as high voter turnout areas, so these people, it is expected that it may go. आपने वोट डाला?
जी डाल दिया।
क्या मुद्दे हैं इस इलेक्शन के जिनकी बुनियाद पे आप वोट डाल रहे हैं?
जो मन करे उसमें डाल दिया।
मन करते तो क्या इश्यूज आप चाहते हैं? आपका क्या काम होना चाहिए जो आपके प्रतिनिधि?
गरीब बस्ती है, काम करते हैं, मजदूरी करते हैं, ठीक है, लगे दिहाड़ी तो लगाते हैं, नहीं लगे तो घर में बैठते हैं।
तो आप क्या चाहते हैं? आपके वोट से तब्दीली आनी चाहिए, क्या फर्क?
हमारा भी कुछ मसला हल होना चाहिए। गरीबों का क्या, कोई बच्चा थोड़े कमाने वाला, खुद कमाते हैं, तो थोड़ी पेंशन वगैरह होनी चाहिए, हेल्प होनी चाहिए बच्चों की, यही होना चाहिए। और क्या होना चाहिए गरीबों का, या क्या?
So she's saying that the government should take care of the poor. They should look after the poor. That is everything. In these elections, we have seen every party has tried to, woo voters through, some call it freebies, some call it welfare measures, whether it is the free electricity, whether it is, ration, whether it is, pension, all these things political parties have promised, whether they will keep those promises or not, but that people would decide today who they are going to vote for. But this election, this phase is going not only decide the fate of the political parties, but some of the main political leaders in Jammu and Kashmir. For example, here in Jammu, you have Tara Chand, former Deputy Chief Minister, who is contesting here, who is a senior Congress leader. You have Davinder Singh Rana, senior BJP leader, who is contesting from Nagrota. He was earlier the face of National Conference in Jammu. Then he switched over to the BJP. Here you have Shamlal Sharma, former minister. You have Raman Balla. So many people, top leaders in Jammu, be it Congress or the BJP. Or then in the valley, you have Sajjad Lone, People's Conference, who is contesting from 2 seats. You have Muzaffar Beg, who is contesting now as an independent. And then you have several other leaders who have been contesting. Nasir Aslamani, provincial president of National Conference, who is contesting from Kupwara. But good thing so far has been in the rural areas, there has been encouraging, trends since morning. Large number of people have been coming out to vote. But in the urban areas of Srinagar, like in Jammu, like we have seen in Srinagar, that was really dismal voting, less than 30% voting in 8 constituencies of Srinagar city. But here in Jammu, clearly it would be much, much higher than that. But if you see the signs since morning in several areas of Jammu city, it has not been as long queues as we have seen in the parliament elections. Nevertheless, this is a crucial election because since these 24 seats in Jammu region has been the core constituency of BJP, will they be able to repeat their performance of parliament elections of 2014? In the valley, BJP doesn't have much presence, so they are all relying on this phase. Third phase, particularly in Jammu region, stakes are high for all the parties who will perform best in this phase will be in the driver's seat when the results are out. We already have had polling for 50 seats in 2 phases. Now this phase is the biggest phase in terms of the seats. 40 seats are going to polls in this phase across 40 seats, across 7 districts in Jammu and Kashmir.
Right, Nazir. Also, many point out that the highlight of this voting in this phase will be the participation of West Pakistani refugees from the Valmiki Samaj and Gorkha communities who got voting rights in the assembly, urban local body polls and panchayat elections only after the abrogation of Article 370?
Yeah, exactly. That is one of the important highlights of this election because this election is the first election which is happening after the abrogation of Article 370. And that is why then when there are constitutional changes, many things happen in the real life of the people. For example, people who are living here, be it West Pakistan refugees or you have Valmiki societies who are not the permanent residents of Jammu and Kashmir, they are for the first time getting the right to vote. In fact, they were celebrating it, saying it is the really historic moment in their lives because they have been able to cast their vote for the first time in their lives. You would talk about it, whichever side of the fence you may be. Some people have been saying, look, rights of the people have been snatched after abrogation of Article 370 and stripping Jammu and Kashmir of the statehood. But those who have got the right to vote, they are saying, look, it was a discriminatory law. But some would say, you can't throw the baby out with the bath water. Let me talk to some of the voters here. आप बताएं, आप वोट डालने के लिए आए हैं, क्या मुद्दे हैं?
सबसे इनसे बात करिए।
आप मुद्दे क्या हैं, मैडम, इस वोट में जो आप वोट डाल रहे हैं, किस बुनियाद पे आप किसी को वोट डाल रहे हैं? क्या मुद्दे हैं, क्या इश्यूज हैं, क्या चाहते हैं आप अपने प्रतिनिधि से?
ये देखो काम जो हम करते हैं वो सही काम करे, वो
काम सही करे। आप फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर हैं?
नो।
अच्छा, यू आर वोटिंग फॉर फर्स्ट सेकंड टाइम?
यस।
कब किया है लास्ट टाइम पे? पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन में? तो जाहिर सी बात असेंबली में फर्स्ट वोट है ना, क्योंकि असेंबली इलेक्शन पहली बार। तो एक फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर जो असेंबली में है, तो क्या आप चाहते हैं, यंग वोटर जो है क्या चाहते हैं?
There should be an increase in the employment. There should be an increase in the employment.
Employment and what else? Okay.
Jobs, government jobs.
Jobs.
Yes.
So jobs too. I'm talking to young first-time voters in the assembly elections. They are saying they want jobs. So that is the issue for the young population because the unemployment is the biggest issue, has been because in these elections, and we'll have to see will the new government address this burning issue in Jammu and Kashmir.
As always, Nazir, thank you so much for joining us with that ground report from Jammu. The voter turnout was robust in the earlier phases with 61.38% participation recorded in the first phase, that was on the 18th of September, and 57.31% in the second phase, that was on the 26th of September. As my colleague Nazir Masoodi is reporting from Jammu, up until 9 a.m., the voter turnout recorded has been 11.9%. We'll keep getting you the latest from Battleground Jammu and Kashmir. For now, we're stepping into a very short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Narendra Modi has posted on X saying birthday greetings to our former president. Ramnath Kovind, he is widely respected for his service to society and contribution to national progress. In fact, Narendra Modi adds his insights into various subjects are also very enriching, praying for his long and healthy life.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com।
कलर भी मेरा ही फेवरेट मिला।
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology feels like home.
Election sun rises on the proverbial paradise. Jammu and Kashmir gets set to vote in assembly elections after a gap of 10 years.
For the BJP, it's a referendum on Article 370. For the Congress and regional parties, it's a battle for survival. An election that will go down in the history. Watch the most comprehensive, the most nuanced, and the most power-packed coverage only on NDTV.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
बस एक्टिंग करा लो इनसे।
पैसाबाजार.com, क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक, आदत अच्छी है।
For every news from every part of the country, डाउनलोड कीजिए NDTV ऐप। सिर्फ एक ऐप जो आपको बताता है क्या हो रहा है इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ बिजनेस, पॉलिटिक्स, स्पोर्ट्स एंड एंटरटेनमेंट। देखना ना भूले हमारी मूवी युद्रा इन द थिएटर। Read all about Yudra on the NDTV app. So download now.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। आज ही जाइए पैसाबाजार.com पर और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत किसी को भी कभी भी पड़ सकती है।
चल एक्टिंग थोड़ा भेल बनो।
पैसाबाजार.com।
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news.
Welcome back. Well, in a significant development, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaia's wife Parvati has written to the Muda Commissioner expressing her willingness to return the 14 sites in the Mysuru upmarket. Well, the letter by Parvati was circulated late last night among the reporters by the CMO on the official WhatsApp group. But significantly, the Enforcement Directorate officials said the agency has booked Siddaramaiah, his wife, and some others in a money laundering case linked to the Muda land allotment case, taking cognizance of a recent state Lokayukta FIR. A special court exclusively to deal with criminal cases related to former and elected MPs, MLAs had directed the Lokayukta police in Mysuru to initiate an investigation into the matter. And now Mr. Siddaramaiah's wife says that she is willing to return the 14 sites that were allotted to her. We have a string of reactions lined up for you. Listen in to those, followed by my colleague Pratibha Raman's ground report.
See, I don't know. I don't know the intricacies or the decisions of ED to register a PMLA case. As far as I know, there was no financial transactions. There is no benefit out of those transactions, either by CM or CM's wife. In both the cases, I don't see any financial transactions. So why or how the ED has entered, I don't know. They have to justify later on.
We have read that the Chief Minister's spouse has offered to surrender
the 14 controversial plots. This raises very, very serious doubts and questions because only a few days before, Mr. Siddaramaiah claimed that he was wronged and he needed 62 crore compensation for returning these plots. And today, you have the Chief Minister's wife saying she'll unconditionally return these plots. So something is definitely not adding up here. And it raises more questions than answer questions. So rather than writing letters to surrender and return plots, it's time the Chief Minister submits his resignation letter at once.
Well, definitely. Yes, it is definitely a day of a lot of activities that witnessed in Karnataka as far as these cases go. The ED has registered an CIR against Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in the money laundering case related to the Muda scam. And talking about the Muda allegations, ever since it surfaced, Siddaramaiah, the Karnataka Chief Minister, has been pretty firm on his ground, maintaining that there has been no wrongdoing and that he wanted to fight this without bowing down. This is the latest statement that has come in from the Chief Minister's social media handle, where he has said that this is something that he did not expect from his wife. The returning of land was not discussed with him, and that he has also sought forgiveness from his wife for having gone through a lot with respect to this conspiracy. His wife being a victim of the political conspiracy, and that she is deeply hurt, and this has also kind of upset Siddaramaiah. These are the mentions that we see in the social media post that is just surfaced around an hour ago. And just last night, it was the letter that was written to the Muda as well as the Chief Minister by Parvati, stating that she wanted to respect the honor and dignity of her husband, who has maintained a blemishless image for a period of 40 years in his political career, and that she has never gone after land, gold or any other wealth, and that this does not really this is in comparison to her husband's dignity and honor, and that is precisely why she wants to return this compensatory set of plots. And she's also mentioned that she wanted to do it initially when the Muda allegations surfaced, but many of her well-wishers told her that we need to fight this politically and legally. But the question still remains, why now? Back to you.
Well, let's turn our attention now to news coming in. Well, actor and Shiv Sena leader Govinda accidentally shot himself in the leg. He was taken to a hospital earlier today, and according to initial reports, he accidentally shot himself with his revolver at around 4:45 a.m. this morning. He sustained a bullet injury to his leg. We are told he's being treated at the moment by doctors. Govinda was reportedly cleaning the weapon in his Mumbai house at 4:45 a.m. this morning is what we're told. Let's go across to my colleague Sujata, who's tracking the latest developments for us. Sujata, as per Govinda's campaign manager, Govinda was actually putting his licensed revolver in its case when it slipped from his hand and he accidentally fired a bullet into his leg, and all this happened at 4:45 a.m. today?
Well, yes, and what we gather from Govinda's manager at this point, he stated that Govinda was off for an event in Kolkata when the preparations were done, and the licensed gun that he owns was he was trying to keep it back in the cupboard. That is when the bullet there, it occurred, and accidentally it went and placed itself into the knee of Govinda, or the left leg, and after which he was rushed to the hospital here at Critical Hospital in Juhu. And at present, the daughter of Govinda as well as his other family members are present, whereas his wife, who was already there in Kolkata, has now taken a flight to come here. And this incident happened at around between 4:45 to 5 in the morning, and it is being said that it was basically this was an involvement where a misfire incident that has happened, where the bullet was accidentally discharged from his own licensed gun that he owns, after which the Mumbai police, they rushed to spot, and before that Govinda was brought here at the Critical Hospital, where at present he is admitted in the ICU, and the doctors state that he is in a good condition and a safe condition for now, whereas the bullet bullet has been removed, and also there is this ICU observation where he'll be kept for 24 hours, after which he'll be either kept in a better ward where he'll be treated further. However, he'll be in a safe zone and he'll be removed from the ICU. So at present, Govinda himself has assured his fans through an audio note that he's fine and the bullet has been removed, whereas this is an event which was to be happened tomorrow. However, it did not. Now the event stands cancelled because of this incident, whereas the manager says that he was already at the airport and it was Govinda who was on his way. However, as soon as he tried placing the revolver in the cupboard, that is when it fell down and the bullet was discharged.
Right, in fact,
from that,
Sujata, I sincerely apologize, I'm cutting you through. We actually have a
left.
reaction from the actor himself. Govinda has now said that the actor is out of danger. Let's revert to Sujata for the latest coming in. Sujata, many are questioning that there's nothing known as an accidental shot because you have to load the gun, release the lock, etc. But Govinda's manager has said that they had a 6 a.m. flight to catch for a show in Kolkata. As Sujata is reporting, that stands cancelled. But Sujata, the actor, saying he is now out of danger.
Well, yes, and Govinda himself has reacted to this incident where he's assured his fans that everything is stable and the bullet has been removed with the blessings of his family, his friends and well-wishers. And he also assured nobody to, actually worry of this incident, because in the morning, as soon as the news broke down that Govinda was hit and injured by a bullet, it actually led, shockwaves amongst his fans on social media who were worried about his condition. But at present, Govinda himself as well as his manager has, they have been continuously in touch with the media and they have been assuring them that everything is stable and the bullet has been removed.
Right, Sujata, I sincerely apologize for cutting you through. We have a reaction coming in. Let's just listen in to what's happening.
नमस्कार, प्रणाम। मैं हूं गोविंदा। आप सब लोगों के आशीर्वाद और माँ बाप का आशीर्वाद और गुरु की कृपा की वजह से गोली लगी थी, पर वो निकाल दी गई है। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ यहाँ के डॉक्टर का, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी का, और आप सब लोगों की प्रार्थनाएं जो है, आप लोग का धन्यवाद। प्रणाम।
Well, you've just heard a reaction coming in from the actor himself. That was a reaction over the phone line where actor Govinda says he is out of danger. The bullet has been taken out and he was injured due to a misfire. He was taken care by doctors. He was rushed to the hospital, remember, earlier today. But his caption... Right, I am told Sujata is still with us at the moment. Sujata, we've just heard the reaction coming in from the actor. He has categorically said that it was a misfire and he is safe now. What further details can you disclose to our viewers currently?
Well, yes, and we just heard the audio note by the actor to his fans as well as the media, where he's clearly, seen talking about how he's currently safe, and because he's assuring his fans himself, so somewhere it is a relief for the fans as well that he is in a stable condition and he's speaking, and in a better condition than what he was brought here in the hospital in the morning. And also, you're at Critical Hospital. If I try to show you in the visuals, the family is currently inside the hospital. The Mumbai police teams have been deployed here to understand and also take care of the crowd if and whenever they gather here. And also at present it is being told that the Mumbai crime branch themselves will be coming here and inquiring and questioning the actor about what exactly happened that this incident occurred. And at present, if we see, Govinda's manager has been clearly saying that this was a misfiring incident that happened where accidentally the bullet was discharged from his licensed gun into his into his knee. But what was the exact occurrence of events is what the Mumbai police will try to understand after that, and an authoritative statement will also be out, after which it is likely that the family as well as the spokesperson of Govinda might also come out and give a statement into the media, because the fans have been continuously active on social media texting about him, and also speaking about his recent him joining hands with the Shiv Sena. It is likely that the Chief Minister himself is likely to come here at the hospital and meet the actor, after which this incident has happened. But at present, what we get to know from the hospital doctors is that they state that currently the actor is in a better condition. He's speaking, he's assuring his family members that he is fine. He is in the ICU currently. It will be a one-day observation where he will be kept, and after which he will be either sent back home or kept in a general ward for a few days. And also at present, the family members have begun to come. However, now that the Bollywood also comes to know about this, they'll be, they'll be starting coming here soon, and the Chief Minister as well as the other party members of Shiv Sena and other political leaders will also be arriving here either through telephonic conversations or speaking to his team. They'll be taking, speaking about him to them. And at present, Govinda himself assured his fans that he is in a better state. And also, what remains here to be seen is that what does the Mumbai police find in this entire case? Because though at present and from now until when the incident happened, it is Govinda and his team stating that it was a misfiring incident. But the Mumbai police will definitely try to inquire to his other staff members as well as his bodyguards and bouncers that what happened and why exactly was the licensed gun unlocked, where he was moving to an event in Kolkata and he was about to leave his home for the airport, but the entire incident remains to be questioned by the Mumbai police, after which the matter will be probed further. Over to you.
Right. In fact, as Sujata is reporting, many are questioning whether an accidental shot can actually happen because you have to load the gun and release the lock. But his campaign manager has said that allegedly the revolver was in a cupboard when it fell to the floor and went off, and then the bullet hit Govinda below his knee. We just played out that reaction for you of Govinda's from the ICU, where he's informed everyone that he is now out of danger. Let's just listen into that again.
नमस्कार, प्रणाम। मैं हूँ गोविंदा। आप सब लोगों के आशीर्वाद और माँ बाप का आशीर्वाद और गुरु की कृपा की वजह से गोली लगी थी, पर वो निकाल दी गई है। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ यहाँ के डॉक्टर का, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी का, और आप सब लोगों की प्रार्थनाएं जो है, आप लोग का धन्यवाद। प्रणाम।
Well, Govinda was meant to be in Kolkata today to attend an event that has obviously been cancelled. He is currently in the ICU, kept under observation, where his daughter is with him. His wife, we are told, is flying back to Mumbai. She was actually in Kolkata, and she was the first person that he contacted about this misfire. We'll keep getting you the latest updates as soon as we have further details from officials in Mumbai. For now, let's turn our attention to the other big story we're tracking. Well, the Delhi police has detained climate activist Sonam Wangchuk late last evening, and his supporters at the Singhu borders. Well, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, has now criticized the Delhi police's detention of the climate activist Sonam Wangchuk and his supporters at the Singhu border, describing it as unacceptable. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has said the detention of Sonam Wangchuk and hundreds of Ladakhis who were peacefully marching for environmental and constitutional rights is unacceptable. This is what Mr. Gandhi has stated in a post on X. He attributed the responsibility for the detention to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But Mr. Wangchuk and his supporters were detained by the Delhi police late last evening. Section 163 of the BNS has been imposed at the Delhi borders. This is what the Delhi police has announced. Activist Wangchuk and other volunteers have embarked on a foot march from Leh to New Delhi in order to urge the centre to resume dialogue with Ladakh's leadership regarding their demands. In fact, I must inform our viewers that one of their key demands is for Ladakh to be included in the 6th schedule of the Constitution, which would grant lawmaking powers to the local population to protect their land and protect their cultural identity.
80 साल का एक बुजुर्ग अपने लद्दाख जैसे क्षेत्र की, जो पाकिस्तान से जुड़ा हुआ क्षेत्र है, सेंसिटिव क्षेत्र है, वहाँ के लिए कुछ मांगने अगर अपने देश की राजधानी में आ रहा है और महात्मा गांधी की समाधि पे आ रहा है, जिन्होंने पूरा जीवन अंग्रेज़ों के खिलाफ अहिंसा और विरोध में काट दी, ऐसे में केंद्र सरकार का दिल्ली में कर्फ्यू लगा देना, ये कह देना कि अब आने वाले 6 दिनों के अंदर 5 से ज़्यादा लोग इकट्ठे नहीं हो सकते, क्या बकवास है।
My colleague Tanushka is tracking the latest developments for us. She joins us live at the moment. Tanushka, we've heard opposition leaders like Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as the Aam Aadmi Party, slam the Modi government for this detention. But could you confirm whether climate activist Sonam Wangchuk is still detained by the Delhi police?
Parmeshwar, yes, Sonam Wangchuk, climate activist, is still very much detained by Delhi police. I'm currently outside Bhawana police station, wherein he is currently under detention by the police. Remember, they were all detained along with his 150 supporters from the Singhu border. And I'm joined with someone who is a supporter of Sonam Wangchuk and the movement, of course. And he just met with Sonam Wangchuk inside as well. Sir, आप हमें अपना नाम बताएं और बताएं कि सोनम जी अंदर जो है किस हालत में है, डिटेंशन में कब तक रहेंगे, आपकी क्या बातें हुई उनसे?
सोनम वांगचुक जी स्वस्थ हैं। मेरा नाम सतेंद्र लोचब है, भारतीय किसान कामगार अधिकार मोर्चे से हूं मैं। और यहीं बवाना के अंदर जैसे ही हमें मैसेज आया कि भाई सोनम वांगचुक को बवाना या कंजावला थाने में डिटेन किया हुआ है, तो जैसे ही हमें पता चला तो हम यहाँ पर पहुँच गए, उनसे मिले हैं, स्वस्थ हैं, अनशन पर हैं, कुछ खा पी रहे नहीं है, लेकिन वो भी स्वस्थ हैं और जो उनके साथी हैं वो भी स्वस्थ हैं। ये तो क्रांतिकारी के लिए गहना है कि भाई उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया, डिटेन कर लिया, तो ये तो चीज़ें क्रांतिकारी के जीवन में आती रहती हैं।
Right. So what we're understanding right now from this, supporter of the movement as well, is that Sonam Wangchuk is inside, and he says that he met with him and he's under, like stable and healthy conditions. However, he's still continuing with his protests, which means that he's not, eating or drinking anything at the moment. Back to you.
As always, Tanushka, thanks so much for joining us with the latest update. Let's switch tracks now. Vardhman Group Chairman SP Oswal was duped by cyber fraudsters into transferring 7 crore rupees to their bank accounts and was also taken into digital custody by the fraudsters who posed as CBI officials, he said, adding that they kept him under digital surveillance for 2 days via Skype as a suspect in a money laundering case. The fraudsters impersonated Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, held a fake Supreme Court hearing via Skype and cited the money laundering investigation against Jet Airways founder Naresh Goyal. Lots to unwrap there. Mukesh reports.
वर्धमान के सीएमडी एसपी ओसवाल के साथ करीब 7 करोड़ की चीटिंग हुई है। उनको 2 दिन तक डिजिटल अरेस्ट रखा गया। हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए खुद ओसवाल सर हैं, उनसे बात करते हैं। सर, कब आपको कॉल आया था और फिर कैसे क्या हुआ?
ट्राई से कॉल आया तो उन्होंने कहा कि आपके फ़ोन डिस्कनेक्ट कर दिए जाएंगे 2 घंटे में, until you speak to press बटन 9। तो मैंने 9 बटन प्रेस कर दिया, तो वहाँ से जो बोल रहे थे वो कह रहे थे कि मैं सीबीआई कोलाबा ऑफिस से बोल, और आप के पास एक मोबाइल फ़ोन नंबर है, तो नाउ वी आर इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग कि ये आपका, हम डिस्कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं अभी ये नंबर, अगर आपका नहीं है तो किसी ने आपके नाम से ले लिया होगा बाय मिस रिप्रेजेंटिंग। तो खैर उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि आप एक अकाउंट चला रहे हैं केनरा बैंक में, आपके नाम पे अकाउंट चल रहा है, अब जो है नहीं अकाउंट, मैं कहा मैंने, मेरा कोई अकाउंट नहीं है, मेरे सारे अकाउंट लुधियाना में है। और उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं हो ये अकाउंट आपके नाम पे, तो उसमें कुछ फाइनेंशियल इरेगुलरिटीज हुई हैं, तो नरेश गोयल केस के साथ संबंधित हैं। तो एनी हाउ नाउ यू आर, सिंस अकाउंट आपके नाम है तो आप सस्पेक्ट हैं। तो मैंने कहा कि मैं तो, मेरा अकाउंट नहीं है, मैंने कुछ किया नहीं है और मैं नरेश गोयल जी को जानता नहीं हूँ। तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप, उन्होंने आधार कार्ड से आपका नाम अकाउंट खुला हुआ है, तो आधार कार्ड उनके पास कैसे आ गया? तो मैंने कहा मैं जेट एयरवेज में ट्रैवल करता हुआ था, बहुत मैंने ट्रैवल किया हुआ है, तो हो सकता है कभी आधार कार्ड मैंने दिया होगा और आइडेंटिफिकेशन तो उनके कंपनी में होगा। तो कहते हाँ, हम समझ सकते हैं कि उन्होंने शायद इसको मिसयूज किया या फिर किसी ने किया है, तो लेकिन फिर भी अभी हमें क्लियर तो आपको करना पड़ेगा। तो उसके लिए मैं इन्वेस्टिगेशन, टिल दैट टाइम यू आर ए सस्पेक्ट एंड तो आप हमारी डिजिटल कस्टडी में हैं और हम आपको प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके, मीनवाइल यू हैव टू सेंड फुल कोऑपरेशन। तो मैं भी थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस हो गया कि ये मुझे प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, सेव करेंगे, तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्लियर कर देंगे। तो फिर बात चलने शुरू हो गई, यानी हाउस में सीनियर आ गया मिस्टर राहुल गुप्ता, जो कि चीफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफिसर अपने आप को बताते थे। तो उन्होंने मुझे सर्वेलेंस के रूल भेज दिए कि सर्वेलेंस के 55 रूल्स हैं, और फिर एक लेटर लिखवा दिया प्रायर इन्वेस्टिगेशन के, प्रायोरिटी ऑन इन्वेस्टिगेशन का। मैंने लेटर बना के दे दिया कि प्रायोरिटी इन्वेस्टिगेशन की जाए। तो फिर उन्होंने कहा कि अब 1 घंटा लगेगा, हम परमिशन ले लेते हैं सीनियर से, क्योंकि आपकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रायोरिटी पे कर दें, क्योंकि आप बॉम्बे नहीं आ सकते। तो शुरू कर दी। तो उन्होंने कहा सर आपकी फिर हम स्टेटमेंट लेंगे। तो मेरी स्टेटमेंट लेनी शुरू कर दी शाम को उन्होंने। तो स्टेटमेंट पहले मेरा चाइल्डहुड कहाँ पढ़ा, मैं क्या किया, बिजनेस में आया, तो फिर मेरी प्रॉपर्टी के डिटेल, क्या मैं ये आपकी प्रॉपर्टी की डिटेल चाहिए, आपके पास क्या क्या है। मैंने कहा मुझे ऑफहैंड तो याद नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपको बता दूंगा, मैं अपने फाइनेंस और मैनेजर से बात करूंगा। मैंने
आप इस दौरान जब इस दौरान बातचीत कर रहे थे, तो जो लोग वहां से बात कर रहे थे उनका बैकग्राउंड क्या दिखाई दे रहा था? क्या उन्होंने पुलिस की वर्दी पहन रखी थी? कैसा था बैकग्राउंड वहां पर, क्या कुछ दिख रहा था आपको?
देखो, जो विजय खन्ना थे वो तो नॉर्मल ड्रेस में थे, और सीबीआई का ऑफिस लग रहा था, उन्होंने पीछे सीबीआई का लगाया हुआ था कि ये, उन्होंने मुझे स्काइप पे लिया था। दे टुक मी ऑन स्काइप एंड फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ सर्वेलेंस। और 24 घंटे मेरी स्काइप पे फोटो आती रहती थी, और उनकी फोटो मेरे पास आती थी विजय खन्ना जी, और 24 घंटे विजय खन्ना ही मुझे मॉनिटर करते थे। एंड वेयरएवर आई यूज्ड टू गो आउट ऑफ माय रूम, तो मैं उनको बता के जाता था, और साथ में टेलीफोन लेके जाता था स्काइप वाला, ताकि वो मुझे देखते रहे चाहे खाना खाने गया हो। तो
क्या उन्होंने आपको किसी से बात करने से मना किया था, मैसेज करने से मना किया था?
उन्होंने कहा था कि आप इस बारे में किसी से बात नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि ये अंडर नेशनल सीक्रेट एक्ट है, और इस एक्ट में अगर, और उन्होंने भेजा कि आपको 3 से 5 साल की सजा हो जाएगी तो उससे आप बात करोगे, और आपको भी, तो ये आपने शेयर नहीं करना किसी से।
सर, आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर भेजा गया, बाकी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपको भेजे गए, आपको क्या लगा? ये बिल्कुल जेन्युइन लग रहा था ऑर्डर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का? उसमें क्या कोई स्टैम्प लगा हुआ था सुप्रीम कोर्ट का? क्या बिल्कुल जेन्युइन ऑर्डर था?
ऊपर तो जैसे वो सत्यमेव जयते होता है ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, वो लिखा, वो एम्बलम था, नीचे था कोई क्लर्क, कौन सा जो उनका होता है रिकॉर्डिंग का, मिस्त्री सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, उससे साइन किए होते, और स्टैंप लगी हुई थी। और तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन की तरफ से भी कुछ साफ तरह के साइन किए होते, स्टेचुटरी कॉपी। तो when it was, honestly speaking, I was taken in completely by being overwhelmed by the intimidation or assurance also that they are going to protect me.
सर आपने कभी डिजिटल अरेस्ट के बारे में सुना था कि डिजिटल अरेस्ट कोई वर्ड होता है?
मैंने सुना नहीं।
Well, a big focus, it was another sleepless night for Beirut. The Israeli military has just announced that its troops have begun crossing into southern Lebanon, saying that they would destroy Hezbollah military infrastructure in villages that are close to the Israel-Lebanon border. In fact, in a statement issued shortly before 2 a.m., the military described the operation as a limited operation and said that its troops had begun entering Lebanon a few hours ago in order to target sites that pose an immediate threat to Israeli communities in northern Israel. This invasion followed intense Israeli strikes across Lebanon over the past 2 weeks that have killed hundreds of people, including 95 just on Monday. Israel is trying to force a conclusion to a year-long war with Hezbollah that started in parallel with Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza, set off by the October 7 attacks on southern Israel. But in Lebanon, I must inform you, officials say more than 1,000 people have been killed. This is just in the last 2 weeks, while up to 1 million may now be displaced.
When Iran is finally free, and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think, everything will be different. Our two ancient peoples, the Jewish people and the Persian people, will finally be at peace. Our two countries, Israel and Iran will be at peace. The people of Iran should know Israel stands with you. May we together know a future of prosperity and peace.
But what is unclear is how intense the combat may now be between Israeli forces and Hezbollah fighters. In fact, Hezbollah fighters are well armed and battle-hardened, even if their leadership has been decimated in the last 2 weeks. But for the Lebanese people, meanwhile, their fear is that the country as a whole could be engulfed in their bitter conflict. Hezbollah says it is ready for an Israeli ground operation. The IDF has said that a limited operation has begun. Dr. John Rooney joins us live currently. He's a military intelligence researcher. Thank you so much, sir, for making time for us on NDTV. The White House says there has been no change in America's support of Israel in response to the start of what has been described as a limited ground offensive in Lebanon, despite Joe Biden's call for the Israeli government to actually consider stopping the operations. An expert has actually argued that an emboldened Israel appears to believe it can safely ignore a lame duck US president. How do you see the latest developments in the last 12 hours?
I absolutely agree with that. I think that at the moment Netanyahu has played his hand very well. He has now timed this military enterprise at the time of weakness for the United States leading up to the US federal election or national election. And, you know, really, we've got about 5 months to play out because, quite frankly, whoever ends up in the White House will take some time to bed down. So whether it's Harris on the one side or Trump on the other, there won't be immediate capacities for any new US president to actually do anything about what's going on in the Middle East right now.
But nearly a year after he was blamed for Israel's massive security and intelligence failures surrounding Hamas's October 7th attack, some analysts are arguing, sir, that Prime Minister Netanyahu is actually winning. In fact, citing the latest polls show that if elections were held today, his right-wing party would finish first.
That's absolutely true. And look, I think that we in the international community, those of us who are outside of the Middle East, have to look at this with a bit of caution. All limited wars end up suffering from the horrendous side effect of mission creep. So at the moment, while Netanyahu may be riding high because of all the so-called victories that he's managed to score over the last week or two, the fact remains that a technologically sophisticated side always enters a war with the idea of being in control of everything, in being able to go in and come out at its choosing. I think that in this situation, the Hezbollah main force has not been dealt with. And don't forget, Hezbollah has a decentralized command structure. So you can take out the leadership, but there is always someone standing in their stead, ready and willing to replace that leader.
Crucial point highlighted there, sir. So Israel going ahead with this ground incursion, despite urgent calls from its main ally, the United States, not to do so. Does this clearly indicate that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu clearly believes the momentum is with Israel?
Yes, I believe that that's the case. I also believe that Netanyahu probably doesn't think too much of international opinion right now. He's riding high at the moment. Things are going Israel's way. But remember, they will go Israel's way until they don't. And in Lebanon, Israel has had a very checkered history. This will be the 4th time that Israel has gone into Lebanon. The previous 3 times, Israel did not achieve the kind of decisive victories that it sought to achieve. And I think that at each time they went in with the idea of being able to be in control of everything, that they'll go in and come out and have low casualties and everything will be fine. But it was never the case. And I suspect that this will be a case of history repeating itself.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for joining us with your perspective on the world 24/7. Really appreciate you joining us and taking out time for us. Well, Israeli troops moving forward into Lebanon is being viewed, meanwhile, with concern and caution in Washington. The White House says there has been no change in America's support of Israel in response to the start of what has been described as a limited ground offensive in Lebanon, despite the US president calling for the Israeli government to stop its operations and his suggestion that a ceasefire deal be implemented now. Asked whether he was aware of or comfortable with the Israeli plans, Joe Biden has clearly told reporters, "I'm more aware than you might know, and I'm comfortable with them stopping." He in fact added, we should have a ceasefire now. But last week, the American and French governments announced that a deal had been reached for a 21-day ceasefire along the Israeli-Lebanese border.
Just the fact that Israel may be now launching a limited operation into Lebanon. Are you aware of that? Are you comfortable with their plans?
I'm more aware than you might know, and I'm comfortable with them stopping. We should have a ceasefire now. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has spoken to the Israeli Prime Minister and called for avoiding regional escalation of the West Asian conflict. During the phone call that came days after Israel killed Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah in Beirut, Prime Minister Modi has extended support for Israel's fight against terrorism. In fact, our Prime Minister has said he's spoken to Prime Minister Netanyahu about recent developments in West Asia. Terrorism has no place in our world, he added. It is crucial to prevent regional escalation and ensure the safe release of all hostages. India is committed to supporting efforts for an early restoration of peace and stability. My colleague Vishal Vivek has been tracking the latest developments for us. He joins us live at the moment. Vishal, as we have been discussing with our colleague Ghazali as well, Prime Minister Modi had even met Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas on the sidelines of the UNGA, appealing for peace and supporting a two-state solution. Now he got on a call and dialed Mr. Netanyahu. Put this in context for our viewers.
So this has been going on for about last 1 year, 1 to 2 years actually. So it was the meeting with President Putin 2 years ago when Prime Minister Modi said that this is not a time for war. So he has been going on these trips and speaking with these world leaders and telling them that regional escalation and they should take some steps to avoid these escalations, and this is not a time for war. And he, as you mentioned, he met the president of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, at UNGA. He also met the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and he spoke on the same lines, and he's speaking on the similar lines for the last 2 to 3 years, and appealing to the world leaders for world peace. And this has been reciprocated by other world leaders. They have been receiving these comments made by Prime Minister Modi in a positive way, and they have said that if there is anyone who can actually bring peace to these regions, it's actually PM Modi. Particularly when we speak about Ukraine, he has been appealing for peace there, and many experts believe that it is actually PM Modi who can bring peace to the region. And on the same lines he's spoken to now Prime Minister Netanyahu. It was not as direct as the comments made before by Prime Minister Modi, but this also falls in the same category as to an appeal for peace. And as you know, 1,000 people have been killed already in the last 1 week in Lebanon. So this peace process actually needs to be furthered by many other world leaders as well.
Indeed. Thanks so much, Vishal, as always, for joining us with that update. Well, let's switch tracks now. In a significant diplomatic milestone, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness is making the first ever bilateral visit by a Jamaican Prime Minister to India. He's going to be in the country till the 3rd of October, and this visit symbolizes an important moment not only in the evolving relationship between India and Jamaica, but also for India's growing engagement with the Caribbean community. Now, with a number of MOUs expected to be signed, this visit promises to deepen bilateral cooperation and enhance economic and cultural ties. We are told while the two leaders have met on several occasions during multilateral events, this is actually the first dedicated bilateral visit. A quick update from Russia now. Well, Russia will drastically increase its military spending in 2025. This is according to draft budget documents we've accessed. The planned 23% budget increase to $145 billion will exceed the country's combined expenditure on education, healthcare, and social policies. Just imagine that. The hike confirms that Moscow has switched to a war footing. This is what Russian outlet The Bell has written, citing analysts, and that the Kremlin will make the military a top funding priority regardless of when the war in Ukraine ends. Vladimir Putin recently ordered the army to add 180,000 troops and bring its total active force to 1.5 million, which would make Russia's military the world's second largest after China's. The budget increase could help pay for those recruits while also avoiding the need for another unpopular conscription push. And since we mentioned China, let's get you a quick update from there as well. Chinese stocks rose sharply, their biggest gain since 2008 on Monday, as investors cheered Beijing's massive stimulus package. In fact, Indian stocks, which have benefited from the anxiety around China's economy, dropped, while Wall Street had an unusually muted reaction. US traders' lack of excitement underscored Beijing's limited role as an engine for America's economy, and the sense among analysts that deeper fiscal stimulus is needed to sustain a larger turnaround, analysts noted. But Monday's rally in China, which saw stocks worth about $143 billion trade hands in a 35-minute span, preceded the country's Golden Week holiday. Now, while local governments will begin distributing vouchers to boost spending, tourism during the typically busy travel period is still expected to be sluggish this year. Well, news and updates continue in a moment right here on NDTV 24/7. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com feels like home.
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology feels like home.
For every news from every part of the country, डाउनलोड कीजिए NDTV ऐप। सिर्फ एक ऐप जो आपको बताता है क्या हो रहा है इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ बिजनेस, पॉलिटिक्स, स्पोर्ट्स एंड एंटरटेनमेंट। देखना ना भूलें हमारी मूवी युद्रा इन द थिएटर। रीड ऑल अबाउट युद्रा ऑन द NDTV ऐप। सो डाउनलोड नाउ।
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
बस एक्टिंग करा लो इनसे।
पैसाबाजार.com क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक, आदत अच्छी है।
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
news that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। आज ही जाइए पैसाबाजार.com पर और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत किसी को भी कभी भी पड़ सकती है।
चल एक्टिंग थोड़ा भेल बनो।
ये आया बात पैसाबाजार.com।
Election sunrise is on the proverbial paradise. Jammu and Kashmir gets set to vote in assembly elections after a gap of 10 years.
For the BJP, it's a referendum on Article 370. For the Congress and regional parties, it's a battle for survival. An election that will go down in the history. What's the most
Actor Govinda has been shot by his own revolver. Actor Govinda is in the hospital, but according to the authorities in the hospital, he's said to be out of danger. He accidentally got shot in the leg by his own revolver this morning at about 4:45. The gun misfired as it fell to the floor and fired on its own. Agitating junior doctors in West Bengal resume their indefinite total cease work to press the state government on various demands, including ensuring their safety and security. This comes just a day after West Bengal government sought more time from the Supreme Court to improve the security mechanism at medical colleges in the state. And the Muda scam is the Chief Minister's wife who has offered to return plots, and the BJP questioning the timing of this decision. The Karnataka Chief Minister's wife offers to return 14 plots linked to the Muda scam allegations, and the BJP they're questioning the timing. Voting is underway in Jammu and Kashmir for the third and last phase of assemblies to pick representatives for 40 seats of its 90 constituencies. 24 come under the Jammu division of the 40 constituencies, and the rest are in Kashmir, the 4 being on North Kashmir. And Sonam Wangchuk has been detained, and the opposition targets the centre. The climate activist has been detained by the Delhi police, and opposition leaders Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Arvind Kejriwal slamming the government of Prime Minister Modi. Very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Varta. Let's get you our top story, where junior doctors in West Bengal are demanding better security at state hospitals after the rape and murder of the colleague at the medical college in Kolkata. They've resumed their total cease work from 10 o'clock this morning. Let's listen in to their demands.
বেড না পাওয়ার ফলেই জুনিয়র ডাক্তারদের মরণপণ চেষ্টার পরেও একজন মুমূর্ষু রোগীকে বাঁচানো যায়নি। তারপরেই হাসপাতালে পর্যাপ্ত সুরক্ষা ও নিরাপত্তা ব্যবস্থা না থাকার ফলে রোগীর পরিজনেরা ডাক্তারদের উপরেই চড়াও হয়। মহিলা ইন্টার্ন ও নার্সদের নিগৃহীত হতে হয় তাদের হাতে। আমরা আমাদের আন্দোলনের প্রথম দিন থেকে বলে এসেছি, সরকারি হাসপাতালগুলিতে রোগী পরিষেবা সুনিশ্চিত না করা গেলে চালু হাসপাতাল পরিকাঠামোর জনমুখী রদবদল না ঘটিয়ে ডাক্তার ও স্বাস্থ্যকর্মীদের নিরাপত্তা সুনিশ্চিত করা সম্ভব না। সাগর দত্তের ঘটনা এরই এক জ্বলন্ত উদাহরণ। আমাদের দাবি মেনে তৎপরতার সঙ্গে রাজ্যের প্রত্যেকটি হাসপাতালে যদি বেড ভ্যাকেন্সি মনিটর চালু করা যেত, যদি সেন্ট্রাল রেফারাল সিস্টেম গড়ে তোলা যেত, তাহলে হয়তো এই মৃত্যু এড়ানো যেত। এমন বহু রোগীর মৃত্যু হয়তো এড়ানো যাবে ভবিষ্যতে। প্রত্যেক রোগীর পরিবার জানতে পারবেন কোন হাসপাতালে কোন বিভাগে কয়টি বেড খালি আছে। প্রত্যেকটি হাসপাতালের ডাক্তাররাও বুঝতে পারবেন কোথায় রেফার করলে রোগীর যথাযথ চিকিৎসা সুনিশ্চিত করা যাবে। যদি প্রত্যেকটি হাসপাতালে সরকারি গড়িমসি না করে যথাযথ সুরক্ষার ব্যবস্থা করত রাজ্য সরকার, তাহলে এড়ানো যেত।
So the Kolkata doctors were announcing that they are resuming their strike, saying that they are disappointed with the efforts being made by the Bengal government, and that more efforts should have been made to ensure more security for doctors and hospitals.
আইকিউ সিটি মেডিকেল কলেজ ইত্যাদি জায়গাতেও আমরা বারংবার উল্লেখ করেছি যে অভয়ার ঘটনার বীজ লুকিয়ে আছে বর্তমান স্বাস্থ্য ব্যবস্থার গভীরে। আমাদের আরেকখানি মূল দাবি ছিল বর্তমানে স্বাস্থ্য ব্যবস্থায় জারি অগণতান্ত্রিক ভয়ের পরিবেশকে নির্মূল করার, সমাজ থেকে এই ভয়ের রাজনীতি এবং কলেজগুলিতে হুমকির সংস্কৃতি অপসারণ করার। আমরা দেখেছি সুপ্রিম কোর্টেও আজ প্রতিষ্ঠিত হয়েছে যে আরজি করের ঘটনা কোনো বিচ্ছিন্ন ঘটনা নয়। আরজি করের মতো একটি ঘটনা ঘটেছে, তার কারণ সেখানে একটি অগণতান্ত্রিক ভয়ের রাজনীতির পরিবেশ তৈরি হয়েছিল।
So the doctors were essentially saying that there should be an end to this atmosphere of fear, and the Bengal government has failed in ending this as well.
একইভাবে তিনি ক্যাম্পাসে একদল গুন্ডাকে আশ্রয় দিয়েছিলেন, যারা এই অপশক্তির বলে বলিয়ান হয়ে এতদিন এই দুর্নীতিকে কার্যকর করেছিল। আমরা স্পষ্টভাবে আমাদের বৈঠকে মুখ্যমন্ত্রী এবং মুখ্য সচিবকে সরাসরি জানিয়েছি এবং ইমেলেও বলেছি এই ভয়ের পরিবেশে আমরা সুরক্ষিত বোধ করছি না।
So Kolkata doctors were essentially saying that they still feel unsafe in hospitals, and that the same problems that they had highlighted earlier still remain in hospital premises.
এই স্বঘোষিত নেতা নেত্রীদের জুলুমবাজি চলতেই থাকবে। একে প্রতিরোধ করবার জন্য সকল স্তরে গণতান্ত্রিক নির্বাচনের মাধ্যমে ছাত্রছাত্রী ও জুনিয়র ডাক্তারদের প্রতিনিধি সুনিশ্চিত করতে হবে। কলেজের সমস্ত সিদ্ধান্ত গ্রহণকারী প্রতিষ্ঠান, কলেজ কাউন্সিল, অ্যান্টি র্যাগিং কমিটি, ইন্টারনাল কমপ্লেন্টস কমিটিতে নির্বাচিত প্রতিনিধি রাখার দাবি আমরা জানিয়েছি বারংবার, যা এই প্রতিষ্ঠানগুলির সঠিক কার্যক্রম সুনিশ্চিত করবে এবং যৌন হয়রানির বিপক্ষে একটি প্রতিরক্ষামূলক পরিবেশ তৈরি করবে। তার সাথে
there had in fact not been any major progress from the government side in terms of fulfilling these demands.
মৌখিকভাবে ভেঙে দিলেও তার কোনো লিখিত নোটিশ আমরা পাইনি, এবং যদি ভেঙেও দেওয়া হয় তার পরিবর্তে গঠিত প্রতিষ্ঠানে নির্বাচিত ছাত্রছাত্রী ও জুনিয়র ডাক্তারদের প্রতিনিধিত্ব সম্পর্কে সুস্পষ্ট কোনো সিদ্ধান্তও আমরা দেখতে পাইনি। মুখ্য সচিব তার 19 তারিখের সরকারি নির্দেশনার ইমেলটিতে স্বাস্থ্য সচিবকে দায়িত্ব দিয়েছিলেন আমাদের সুরক্ষা ও রোগী পরিষেবা নিয়ে পরিকাঠামোগত রদবদলের যাবতীয় সিদ্ধান্তগুলিকে কার্যকর করার, কিন্তু তার 12 দিন পেরিয়ে গেলেও দৃশ্যমান কোনো পরিবর্তন আমরা দেখতে পাইনি। এমনকি সাগর দত্তের ঘটনা সম্পর্কে তিনি সুপ্রিম কোর্টে দাঁড়িয়ে মিথ্যাচার করে গেছেন। সমস্ত ঘটনার আমরা স্বাস্থ্যক্ষেত্রে পাহাড় প্রমাণ দুর্নীতি ও ভয়ে রাজনীতির দায় নিয়ে নারায়ণ সড়ক নিগমের অপসারণের দাবি তুলেছিলাম। আমরা এও মনে করি স্বাস্থ্য দপ্তরের অপদার্থতা বা সক্রিয় মদত ছাড়া এই প্রবল দুর্নীতি অসম্ভব। আমরা স্পষ্ট দাবি জানাচ্ছি, প্রশাসনিক অক্ষমতা ও দুর্নীতির দায় স্বাস্থ্য মন্ত্রককে নিতে হবে এবং এই সমস্ত দায়ে স্বাস্থ্য সচিবকে অবিলম্বে অপসারণ করতে হবে। গত 19/9 তারিখে আমরা আমাদের পূর্ণ কর্মবিরতি প্রত্যাহার করে অত্যাবশ্যক পরিষেবাগুলিতে কাজে ফিরেছিলাম। বিভাগভিত্তিকভাবে আমরা আউটডোর ও ইনডোর পরিষেবা শুরু করেছিলাম বহু জায়গায়। রাজ্য সরকারের সাথে 2 দফা মিটিং, সিপি, ডিএমই, ডিএইচএস, ডিসি নর্থকে তাদের পদ থেকে সরানো, সুরক্ষা ও রোগী পরিষেবা প্রশ্নে কিছু লিখিত ডাইরেক্টিভের ভিত্তিতে আমরা কাজে ফেরার সদিচ্ছা দেখিয়েছিলাম, রোগীদের জন্য সদিচ্ছা দেখিয়েছিলাম।
Because Kolkata doctors were essentially saying that they had in fact decided to resume work, considering keeping the patients in mind, keeping the Bengal flood situation in mind, but now they have been forced to resume their once again.
রোগী পরিষেবা উন্নত করার জন্য কেন্দ্রীয় রেফারেল সিস্টেম, বেড ভ্যাকেন্সি মনিটর, স্বাস্থ্যকর্মী নিয়োগ, কোথাওই প্রায় কোনো রকম অগ্রগতি আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। আমরা সরকারকে মনে করিয়ে দিতে চাই, শুধুমাত্র কাগজে প্রতিশ্রুতির জন্য আমরা আন্দোলন করিনি, আন্দোলন করছি না। আমরা আন্দোলন করছি রাজ্যের স্বাস্থ্য ব্যবস্থার এক যথাযথ জনমুখী বদলের জন্য, যাতে রোগীরাও পরিষেবা পান আর ডাক্তার স্বাস্থ্যকর্মীদের জন্য এক ভয়মুক্ত সুরক্ষিত কর্মস্থল সুনিশ্চিত হয়। অথচ বাস্তবে তার অগ্রগতির জন্য সরকারের কোনো সদিচ্ছা আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। আমাদের কাজে ফেরার জন্য উপযুক্ত ভয়হীন পরিবেশ সুনিশ্চিত হয়নি এখনো। একথা আমাদের কাছে স্পষ্ট হচ্ছে সাগর দত্ত ন্যাশনালের ঘটনা এবং শাসক দলের বিধায়কদের ভয়াবহ হুমকির মুখে দাঁড়িয়ে আমরা প্রমাণ পাচ্ছি যে আমরা ভয়হীন পরিবেশ পাইনি এখনো। এর সাথে রাজ্যের প্রতিটি হাসপাতাল, মেডিকেল কলেজ থেকে ভয়ে রাজনীতি নির্মূল করার দাবি আমরা করেছি আন্দোলনের প্রথম দিন থেকে। আর একটিও অভয়ের ঘটনা যাতে না ঘটে তা সুনিশ্চিত করতে গেলে এই ভয়ে রাজনীতিকে উপড়ে ফেলা ছাড়া প্রত্যেকটি জায়গাতে গণতান্ত্রিক পরিসরকে সুনিশ্চিত করা ছাড়া আর উপায় নেই। অথচ এ ব্যাপারেও রাজ্য সরকারের কোনো সদিচ্ছা আমরা দেখতে পাইনি। স্বাস্থ্যক্ষেত্রে চালু সিন্ডিকেটের মাথাদের বিরুদ্ধে কোনো এনকোয়ারি কমিটি তৈরি হয়নি। কলেজে কলেজে আরডিএ এবং স্টুডেন্টস কাউন্সিল।
The doctors are resuming their protests. Do remember that they called off their protests from the 21st of September only for 9 days amid a flood situation in the day, ending their 42-day cease work in protest over the rape and murder of the incident. So we've just heard the junior doctors claiming that enough is not being done and that assurances on paper do not work. They are demanding more safety and security while they're at work. Those are the basic demands of medical staffers in the colleges and the hospitals of West Bengal. Let's just listen into what the Chief Secretary had to say.
I am confident. I have interacted with them and I'm sure they will respond to this and they will serve the society for which they have done this training. They are the doctors. We all respect their profession and I think every citizen, everyone respects their profession and we expect that same response from them. But point is, we are working, and we will work together with the health department, health officials, with the district officials who are working in different hospitals, medical colleges. Everybody is working together. It's a collaborative effort, and I'm sure, you know, the results will be visible. So we should not be impatient about it.
Saurabh, we just heard the doctors who've resumed their protests since 10 o'clock this morning that there's been no major progress by the government in regard to reforms and ensuring the safety of medical staff. That they're saying that the assurances that they're being given are just on paper and it's just not enough when it comes to basic safety measures while they're on duty. So they, you know, their demands are very justified, and yet, you know, the government seems to be taking more and more time on the matter.
Well, the government's position is clear, the doctors' positions are clear, and there is, of course, some gap between these two positions. One is that, of course, the doctors are saying that these measures need to be put in place immediately, and that is why, you know, but now they've, of course, made several other demands, which is this bed, you know, monitor, etc., you know, and then elections to student bodies. All of those demands have just come in that 10-point demand that they made, which is just now. But earlier, their demands were about creating a safety and secure workspace in medical colleges and hospitals. How was that to be done? More CCTV cameras, restrooms, proper washrooms, you know, resting areas, police deployment. And that is something now, of course, the state government has said, you know, it's work in motion, set in motion, but it will take some time to complete. For example, when it comes to CCTVs, they say 26% of installation of CCTVs is done, the rest is underway. You know, toilets, washrooms, you know, restrooms, these need construction, and construction work is underway. When it comes to putting more police on duty, you know, 12,000 more policemen, you know, 12,000 recruitments are also being done. But these are all work in progress, and the state government has informed the Supreme Court that it will take till 15th of October. This was in response to a question from the Chief Justice as to why the progress on this was tardy. And the state government said that the, you know, administration is also dealing with the flood situation in the state. You know, large parts of South Bengal was underwater, inundated. There is a flood situation in certain parts of North Bengal. You know, there's water, you know, flood situation in parts of Bihar, and that could also impact Bengal, certain districts of North Bengal. So the state government is also engaged in tackling this massive flood situation in the state, and therefore these are work in progress, which will be you know, completed by 15th of October. Now, the doctors say that because this, of course, is they don't feel secure, they're going back to their protest. But they've also come up with a new list of demands, like I said, a bed monitor, you know, and several other demands, elections to student councils, etc. And those are demands that, of course, will have to be looked at as to how the state government will, you know, manage that, how will they look at that. But obviously, the doctors have made a 10-point demand. And of course, these demands will have to be at some point, you know, looked at. But, you know, how the state government will go about it, how much time it will take, and for how long these doctors will be on strike is anybody's guess now.
Right, and of course, the doctors there, you know, have resumed their protests. This is following another incident of attack on a medic, with the doctors at that medical college and hospital claiming that they were beaten up by the relatives of a patient who had died during a treatment, complaining of a negligence. And of course, the medical staffers there claiming that their safety and security has been breached. So, you know, Saurabh, we will keep coming back to you for more on this, as the agitation now has yet again resumed in West Bengal. Moving on now to more news, and this is a Bollywood actor and Shiv Sena leader Govinda, who has been hospitalized early this morning after he suffered a bullet injury on his leg. The incident that took place at 4:45 in the morning. The actor is said to be out of danger, and his manager has gone on to say that he's doing fine. The injury was caused at the actor's Juhu residence, which is due to a misfire from his own licensed revolver. The 60-year-old actor was alone at his house at the time of the incident. Govinda was keeping the revolver in a cupboard when it fell to the floor and went off. The bullet went ahead and hit him below the knee. Govinda was getting ready to leave for a show in Kolkata as when the incident occurred, and his wife had already reached Kolkata before the actor, and she's believed to be on her way back now to Mumbai. The bullet has been removed, and Govinda is said to be out of danger. In fact, he is surrounded by his family in the hospital at the moment. This incident that took place at his own residence, misfire by his own licensed gun. Let's listen into what Govinda had to say.
नमस्कार, प्रणाम। मैं हूँ गोविंदा। आप सब लोगों के आशीर्वाद और माँ बाप का आशीर्वाद और गुरु की कृपा की वजह से वो गोली लगी थी, पर वो निकाल दी गई है। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ यहाँ के डॉक्टर का, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी का, और आप सब लोगों की प्रार्थनाएं जो है, आप लोग का धन्यवाद। प्रणाम। नमस्कार, प्रणाम। मैं हूँ गोविंदा। आप सब लोगों के आशीर्वाद और माँ बाप का आशीर्वाद और गुरु की कृपा की वजह से वो गोली लगी थी, पर वो निकाल दी गई है। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ यहाँ के डॉक्टर का, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी का, और आप सब लोगों की प्रार्थनाएं जो है, आप लोग का धन्यवाद। प्रणाम।
And we have my colleague Radhika joining us, as well as Sujata joining us right from outside the hospital where the actor has been admitted. Radhika, to you first, such incidents have occurred while cleaning a gun, etc. Safety weapon can end up costing one's life. This incident with Govinda could have gone any which way. Fortunately, the actor has been saved.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate incident that happened early this morning. Actor Govinda shooting himself accidentally when he was about to leave his residence towards the airport. In fact, he was to go to Kolkata. He was getting ready. He was taking some stuff from the cupboard when the gun, in fact, the revolver that was inside the cupboard fell, and then it just sort of misfired at that point. In fact, a bullet injuring his knee. Under his knee is where he was injured. Immediately, he called his manager as well as his wife. In fact, he was alone at the time. However, he could call his family members, and then, of course, police rushed to the spot. He was rushed to the hospital. He is in critical care hospital in Juhu, from where he sent that audio message saying that he is fine and the bullet has been taken off. It has been removed, and with God's grace, nothing serious, in fact, happened. Certainly unfortunate incident that happened. Of course, Govinda, a very popular actor, and also the fact that he also joined politics, Shiv Sena. He made a comeback to politics just recently after almost 14 years of Vanvas. He joined Shiv Sena recently, but he did not contest Lok Sabha elections. There is a possibility that he may contest assembly elections, not entirely certain, but as far as this entire incident is concerned, police is conducting an inquiry. They've also confiscated the firearm, which is a licensed firearm, is what we are being told. His wife is on his way from Kolkata. She was in Kolkata. His daughter is with him in the hospital. But all in all, his condition is out of danger.
Well, Radhika, this incident that took place at 4:45 in the morning is because the actor was said to be taking a very early morning flight to Kolkata for a show.
That's right. He was supposed to move to Kolkata. He was supposed to take an early morning flight to Kolkata where his wife was. He was getting ready for that. In fact, his manager was also supposed to join him in that particular flight. He was getting ready when this revolver, while he was rummaging through the cupboard, fell off, and in fact, it misfired. This is what happened. Thankfully, though, it did not, the bullet injuries were under his knee and it did not cause any serious injuries on any other part of his body. So that is something that he is, he was been saying in the audio message as well, that he was fortunate that nothing serious happened. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, the bullet taken off of his leg, and after which, of course, he is taking rest in the hospital. The doctors there saying that his condition is out of danger. It was a misfire that took place. Of course, police is at the hospital inquiring with the actor. They were also at the spot to understand the circumstances leading to this particular incident. It was a licensed revolver, something we're being told. Very unfortunate incident that happened with actor Govinda. He's sending out that audio message. A lot of wishes are pouring for him as well.
Right, of course, a very unfortunate incident, and of course, Radhika, this does bring to mind another incident which took place in Hollywood with actor Alec Baldwin, when that prop gun that went off during a rehearsal of a film called Rust.
That's right. You know, this does remind us of multiple incidents of mishaps that happened with gun. Misfiring is something that we've seen in the past as well. Even among cops, you know, among multiple cops, this has happened where, you know, in between the duty or when they are at home, perhaps cleaning the gun, or when it fell off, the lock, in fact, goes off. That's what happened. Here we are being told that this particular revolver wasn't locked properly, which is why it went off. So these incidents have happened in the past as well, with not just celebrities or common men, but a lot with police officials, with cops who obviously have these guns at during their entire course of the day. So yes, incidents of this nature once again focuses on the use and misuse of gun as well. But this is a licensed revolver that Govinda was using, and it happened when he was taking off stuff from the cupboard, and it fell off, and then he was and it misfired as a result of it not being locked properly. Of course, investigations are underway to understand the circumstances leading to this unfortunate incident.
Right.
As of now, no case has been registered,
Radhika,
because this is an accidental,
right, hold that thought, Radhika.
Occurrence.
Right, many lessons to be learned for other people who perhaps are gun owners or gun handlers, lessons to be learned as far as the safety and security of the weapon is concerned. Let's just also go across to Sujata, who's joining us from right outside the hospital where the actor has been admitted. Sujata, take us through the kind of procedure that the actor had to go through early this morning after he was brought into this hospital in the wee hours of the morning. Well, Sujata, they're right outside the Kriti Care Hospital in Mumbai, where the actor was rushed early this morning. Like we've been saying, that the actor was supposed to leave at 6 in the morning from Kolkata. He was to take that 6 a.m. flight to Kolkata for a show. And on the way, in fact, while he was at home, there was this misfire incident that took place, a mishap that happened right at his residence. It was his own licensed gun that fell to the floor, and it fired off its own. It went off, and which is what resulted in the actor being shot in the leg. At the time, he was alone in the house. His wife was already in Kolkata. But here at the hospital, at the Kriti Care Hospital, his daughter is with him, and his wife is on her way from Kolkata to Mumbai to be with the actor. But, what we're hearing from the authorities is that he is out of danger. And we have Radhika with us. Radhika, when we talk about, going forward in terms of the lessons that can be learned, because this does highlight and bring to light the mishaps that can happen when a weapon of safety can actually cause oneself a lot of harm.
Certainly, this does bring to light, the safety measures that one must follow when using a firearm. In this case, we believe that it was not locked. Was it a malfunctioned gun or a revolver that he was perhaps using? Were there any issues as far as the firearm is concerned, or or was there a problem with the usage in itself? The fact that it fell off and it misfired is a cause of worry, is a cause of concern. So, what exactly led to it? Was there any sort of malfunction associated with the firearm, which is why the police at this point have confiscated this gun to understand, the condition of this firearm. So yes, investigations will happen in order to understand what led to it and whether there were any problems with the gun itself and with the handling of the gun itself. So yes.
Let's get an update on the actor from Kriti Care, where Sujata is right outside. Sujata, take us through the kind of treatment that the actor has received early this morning when he was rushed in to Kriti Care with that gunshot wound.
Well, yes, and we see that after actor Govinda was rushed to the hospital at around 5:30 in the morning, when he informed his manager that he had accidentally shot himself with his own licensed gun. After which, now that he was brought here, he was admitted in the ICU. The bullet was taken off, and at present he is kept in the ICU, and it will be an observation for 24 hours. After which he'll be able, either he'll be shifted to a ward or being sent back home. But at present here in the hospital, if we see, it is his daughter, who's already present, his wife, who was in Kolkata until morning, has now caught a flight and can reach her anytime. And also we see that several political leaders from Shiv Sena as well as Bollywood actors have begun to gather, and however within some time from now we are expecting the Chief Minister himself to come and visit the actor here. And we see that Shiv Sena leader Deepak Sawant too visited the actor, and he did say that he is in a better condition for now. He's speaking, and he's also speaking nicely to his people, and also he's assuring them of relief. So at present a team of doctors is also working on to understand that where did the bullet exactly hit on his left leg below the knee, and whether it needs a further surgery or not for it to get repaired is what the reports are being carried out. But at present here we see that not only his well-wishers as well as his family members are here, but also a team of Mumbai police have reached here to inquire about the series of incidents that have happened, because the manager of the actor spoke, and he said that it was a misfiring that happened where the gun was unlocked, and because he took that up and he went to keep it in the cupboard, that is when it misfired and eventually led below his knee. So that is why the Mumbai police is here to inquire about the gun, and at present the licensed gunfire has been seized, and also encounter specialist Daya Nayak has also reached the spot here to speak to the actor and also to know that why was it that he was carrying the gun, and because because it was his own licensed gunfire alarm, but why was it that it eventually led to it being unlocked and then being shot at his leg. And also the Mumbai police is trying to investigate and question the other staffers and bouncers of the actor, and at the same time we see that several family members of the actor have also begun to call the actor's manager as well as his daughter, who's present with him inside the hospital, and speak to them about his condition to find out that whether he's in a stable condition or not. But an audio clip that is being released by the actor clearly states that where he's thanking his fans for all the wishes and also thanking his guru and also to the doctors who saved his life because he was brought here on time. The incident that happened around 5:30 in the morning, and after which he was brought here at the Critical Hospital, which is at a distance of 1 kilometer from his residence, the Golden Beach in Juhu. So everything is currently in a stable condition. Govinda has assured his fans. Social media fans have somewhere got a relief, and at present we see that family members and friends and relatives of the actors, they have begun to gather, where his close relative Krishna Abhishek, who is also a comedian, his wife Kashmira Shah is currently present in the hospital. She's meeting him and also giving all sorts of help that is required. Over to you.
Right, Sujata, this feels like a scene out of a Govinda film itself, a comedy of errors, so to speak. And of course, this could have gone any which way. Fortunately, the actor has been saved. So from what we're hearing is that it's his daughter Tina who's inside the hospital with him while his wife is on her way from Kolkata.
Well, yes, and like you rightly mentioned that it was a bullet, and because it was a misfiring incident that is being claimed as so this could have been actually gone in any direction and hit him anywhere in his upper body as well, but it was somewhere the blessings on him and also the presence of mind, we could say, that he tried keeping it in the cupboard while it fell down, and eventually it misfired, and while turning up in an upward direction it hit him on his knee. So somewhere, of course, a great relief for the family, and also because of a misfiring incident, it could have taken any untoward turn. However, that did not happen, and at present Govinda being in a stable condition, thanking his fans, and what we gather from our sources inside the hospital, they state that Govinda's daughter Tina is currently with him. She's doing all the hospital formalities, and also she is also in touch and trying to talk to her own father to understand that why was he carrying the gun or even inspecting it, and also to inform the Mumbai police that why was it that the gun was unlocked, and it was just taken towards the cupboard to keep it therein, and while it just fell down. So on one end it is an accidental angle that the Mumbai police is investigating, and also on the other they are trying to find out that whether was it unlocked beforehand, or who exactly was in that particular room near the cupboard before Govinda, and where was the gun kept at that it was unlocked. So somewhere to understand the series of the incidents, and also to further update and prepare it in their own report, and also to find out an authoritative statement from the family which will lead to the Mumbai police investigating and filing a report transport of their own, because it was a licensed gun. If anything would have, untoward would have happened, it would be on the Mumbai police to find out that how could, without a proper usage and to know about its entire manual, how could it be licensed? And because of which the Mumbai police as well as the Daya Naik, the encounter specialist, have reached the hospital to question the actor once he's in a better state to talk. But at present, it is his daughter who was also present in the same home. She is speaking to the specialist and informing him of what Govinda has told her. So somewhere the communication is being carried out, and also a team of the Mumbai police are also present at his residence in Juhu, while one here at the hospital. And once Govinda's wife, she comes back, she's going to meet him, and after which she'll be heading towards the home where her statement too will be recorded. So it is the family members, the staff, the manager of the actor, as well as the other bouncers and bodyguards that he usually works with, because recently he had joined the Shiv Sena, and that being him, his participation in the upcoming Vidhan Sabha elections were also important with Shiv Sena's point of view. So somewhere his involvement, and also at the same time this incident happening, it becomes extremely important for the Mumbai police to investigate all the angles and then come to a conclusion whether it was an accident or a conspiracy, like all the angles say so. Over to you.
Right, it seems to be an accident that's taken place at the residence of the actor with his own licensed gun, which fell to the floor and went off. Of course, why was he checking his gun that early in the morning before taking off to that show in Kolkata is the big question. Sujata, we will keep coming back to you for more on that. Thank you for all the details. Now, let's just also switch tracks and get you the very latest from Karnataka, where the Chief Minister Siddaramaia's wife, Parvati, has written to the Mysuru Urban Development Authority offering to return the plots of land that are at the heart of the corruption cases against her family. In a statement, she's gone on to say that she was obeying the call of her conscience, and along with returning these plots, I also demand a comprehensive investigation into all allegations related to the scam. And of course, it is the Enforcement Directorate that has filed a money laundering case against the Chief Minister. And on the heels of that movement is when Parvati has offered to return the 14 plots allotted to her in the Vijayanagar Phase 3 and 4 in lieu of a compensation for the use of 3.16 acre of land. And of course, the BJP there questioning the timing of this.
See, I don't know. I don't know the intricacies or the decisions of ED to register a PMLA case. As far as I know, there was no financial transactions. There is no benefit out of those transactions, either by CM or CM's wife. In both the cases, I don't see any financial transactions. So why or how the ED has entered, I don't know. They have to justify later on.
That the Chief Minister's spouse has offered to surrender the 14 controversial plots. This raises very, very serious doubts and questions, because only a few days before, Mr. Siddaramaiah claimed that he was wronged and he needed 62 crore compensation for returning these plots. And today, you have the Chief Minister's wife saying she'll unconditionally return these plots. So something is definitely not adding up here, and it raises more questions than answer questions. So rather than writing letters to surrender and return plots, it's time the Chief Minister submits his resignation letter at once.
And Pratibha joining us. Of course, Pratibha, the heat as far as the Muda scam is concerned seems to be, getting only stronger in terms of the resignation demand of the Chief Minister. And of course, questions being raised as to why is she offering to return those 14 plots if the Chief Minister hasn't done anything wrong.
Like you said, the initial statement of yours, yes, the BJP has been stating that it's just a matter of time that he would resign, and it could be now or sooner than now. And these are the statements that we are picking up from the BJP's table, along with questioning the timing of the wife's decision here. In the meantime, the Congress has been suggesting that they would be discussing with the legal experts, like Mr. Parmeshwara pointed out. Yes, why is there a financial transaction? Why is there a money laundering case here when there is no financial financial transaction is also something that the Congress camp has been harping on. And the Congress leaders have been huddled in different kinds of meetings. The Chief Minister huddled in a meeting with the legal experts to try and see how he can fight this ED case, as well as the Lokayukta FIR there, and all of them trying to see if they can get an injunction order to thwart the ED from investigating this case. In the meantime, a new interesting twist is definitely this letter that you've already spoken about, the contents of it, the timing of it being questioned once again. But then the justification provided by Siddaramaia's wife is that as soon as the Muda allegations surfaced, she wanted to return those 14 plots, but many of the well-wishers said that they would be trying to fight this politically and legally, mainly because this has stemmed from political conspiracy and that one needs to definitely fight it. Siddaramaiah, in the meantime, has also said that he was absolutely unaware of the decision taken by his wife, but then he has apologized to her for the kind of hurt that this entire conspiracy has caused. And then he has also asked several people to stay away from the politicians' family members here. Now, is this a victim card that is being played by the Congress camp? Is also something that we are picking up from the opposition's camp. Yes, a definite political flashpoint with this. We'll have to wait to see what kind of action would be taken by the investigating agencies, especially after this new twist.
Right, Pratibha, all eyes are on the next move of the Chief Minister. Will he be offering his resignation next is the big question. We will keep tracking all the developments. For now, we're slipping into a very short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com।
कलर भी मेरा ही फेवरेट मिला।
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology feels like home.
For every news from every part of the country, डाउनलोड कीजिए NDTV ऐप। सिर्फ एक ऐप जो आपको बताता है क्या हो रहा है इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ बिजनेस, पॉलिटिक्स, स्पोर्ट्स एंड एंटरटेनमेंट। देखना ना भूलें हमारी मूवी युद्रा इन द थिएटर। रीड ऑल अबाउट युद्रा ऑन द NDTV ऐप। सो डाउनलोड नाउ।
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
बस एक्टिंग करा लो इनसे।
पैसाबाजार.com, क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक, आदत अच्छी है।
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। आज ही जाइए पैसाबाजार.com पर और अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक कीजिए फ्री में, क्योंकि लोन की जरूरत किसी को भी कभी भी पड़ सकती है।
चल एक्टिंग थोड़ा भेल बनो।
पैसाबाजार.com।
I've been reporting on all.
Welcome back. Let's get you the very latest. And the Delhi police have detained climate activist Sonam Wangchuk and his supporters at the Singhu border. Now, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, has criticized this move as far as the government is concerned, saying that the Delhi's police detention of climate activists and his supporters at the border as unacceptable. That is how Rahul Gandhi is describing, saying that the detention of Sonam Wangchuk and hundreds of Ladakhis who were peacefully marching for environmental and constitutional rights is completely unacceptable. He attributed the responsibility for the detention to the Prime Minister. So he has been detained as far as border to Delhi is concerned from late last night, and he took to social media. The activist said that he and other volunteers embarked on a foot march from Leh to Delhi in order to urge the centre to resume dialogue with Ladakh's leadership regarding their demands. One of their key demands is for Ladakh to be included in the 6th schedule of the constitution, which would grant law-making powers to the local population and also in order to protect their land and cultural identity. So they have been saying, in fact, he's gone on to say that they are only demanding something that was promised by the government 5 years ago.
ले से वो लोग चले थे तकरीबन 700 किलोमीटर से ऊपर वो लोग चल के गवर्नमेंट का जो ध्यान है वो इस इश्यूज के ऊपर केंद्र करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे और गवर्नमेंट से ये डिमांड कर रहे थे कि जो बातचीत का जो सिलसिला पिछले साल हाई पावर कमेटी के जरिए जो बातचीत का एक सिलसिला चल रहा था उसको फिर रिस्टोर करने का ये उनको डिमांड था और जो 4 पॉइंट एजेंडा है उसमें बातचीत करें। लेकिन बदकिस्मती की बात ये है कि जब ये लोग सिंगू बॉर्डर पर पहुंचे इनको अलग अलग ग्रुप में तकसीम करके इनको डिटेंशन किया गया। कल रात तकरीबन 3-4 बजे तक हम लोग जो है अलग अलग थानों में उनको ढूंढ रहे थे और उनसे मिलकर उनका हालचाल हम लोग पूछ रहे थे। उनको यहाँ पे आगे जाने नहीं दिया, डिटेंशन किया गया और अभी तक गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कोई रिस्पॉन्स नहीं है।
80 साल का एक बुजुर्ग अपने लद्दाख जैसे क्षेत्र की, जो पाकिस्तान से जुड़ा हुआ क्षेत्र है, सेंसिटिव क्षेत्र है, वहाँ के लिए कुछ मांगने अगर अपने देश की राजधानी में आ रहा है और महात्मा गांधी की समाधि पे आ रहा है, जिन्होंने पूरा जीवन अंग्रेज़ों के खिलाफ अहिंसा और विरोध में काट दी, ऐसे में केंद्र सरकार का दिल्ली में कर्फ्यू लगा देना, ये कह देना कि अब आने वाले 6 दिनों के अंदर 5 से ज़्यादा लोग इकट्ठे नहीं हो सकते, क्या बकवास है।
Right, we have in fact my colleague Tanushka joining us to get us more on this. Tanushka, Rahul Gandhi there and Arvind Kejriwal reacting, and also pinning this on the Prime Minister. We did hear Sonam Wangchuk say that he, the people walking with him, there are at least 75 more people walking with him, and many of them are elderly men and women way into their 80s.
Right, exactly, Divya. I am currently outside Narela police station, wherein what we're understanding from the officials here is that the member of parliament in the Lok Sabha, Mohammad Hanifa, has also been now detained by the police here exactly at Narela police station. They're also not allowing, anyone to go inside or visit at this point among all the other supporters who have also been detained. But this is the latest, that the member of parliament, Mohammad Hanifa, has also been detained allegedly, and Sonam Wangchuk is detained at the Bhavana police station. What we also know, of course, is that political reactions are coming in with respect to the detaining of this climate activist along with his 150 supporters. And like you also rightly mentioned, there were a lot of elderly people as well in this, amongst the supporters, people who, women and men in their 80s as well, a dozen of army veterans as well. So a lot of people have been detained, and what we also know is that people at this point, so as you can see, the police is trying to, not let us record anything out here at this point, because not just the member of parliament but other supporters have also been detained. As you can see right here, this is Mohammad Hanifa, who's being taken out of the police station, and he's being taken by the Narela police station, police here as well. He's just left the police station. We don't know yet where they are off to, but these are the scenes right now from Narela and Bhavana with respect to, the climate activist claiming that he is peacefully marching along with his supporters to Mahatma Gandhi's Samadhi. And of course there's a lot of not just Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal, but also Pawan Khera and Mallikarjun Kharge. A lot of opposition leaders have come out in support of Sonam Wangchuk and raised questions directly at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party at large, that how is it that for the first time, the national capital, a place known for protest and known for,
causes and issues as well. People are not being allowed to enter in. These are environmental and constitutional issues that Sonam Wangchuk is raising with respect to statehood, the demand for statehood for Ladakh and also for the 6th Schedule Amendment as well. So how is it that unarmed peaceful protesters are not being allowed to enter the national capital and raise their issues, their concerns? These are the questions that opposition leaders are raising at this point.
Right, Tanishka, of course, Mr. Wangchuk heard saying that this is a mission to remind the government to fulfill the promises that were made 5 years ago. Thank you so much, Tanishka, for joining us. And breaking news coming in at the moment at the Chanakya Defence Dialogue. The Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi has gone on to say, as far as China is concerned, that China is a place that India and China will have to compete, cooperate, coexist, confront and contest. So in regard to the situation on the ground at the moment, he has gone on to say that it's stable, but it's not normal and it continues to remain sensitive. But, his wish is that he wants to bring the situation back to what it was pre-Galwan, before April of 2020. Let's listen in.
As far as China is concerned, it has been intriguing our mind for quite some time.